Hello and welcome to another edition of Power of the Pen. I am LaWanna Bradford and I am excited that we are in season 7. Can you believe it? Thank you so much, E360 TV community and those beyond who continue to follow and support us. We truly appreciate you. And this season, we have some amazing guests. I'm excited because today we have none other than Dr. LaTanya Edenburgs, and we are going to unpackage some conversations around mental health, mental well-being, especially when it's around the holiday season. We're just coming off of Christmas and other celebrations, and we know it wasn't always a happy time for everyone. Some people were very challenged. I was really shocked to find out that I know 3 individuals whose young children, and when I say young children, they're between the ages of 18 and 22, have had suicidal ideations. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what is happening? What is going on? And how can we make sure that we let them know that it's okay not to be okay, that you're not alone, and that there's services and support that is there. And Dr. Edenburg has over 25 years in the mental health wellness arena. She's a visionary leader, and she believes in helping people to heal deeply. Sometimes we want to just be on the surface, but heal deeply, reframe the adversity and trauma that we may feel in our lives, and to move forward in a purpose-driven way. We'll be back in just a moment, where you can meet none other than Dr. LaTanya Edenburg. How's it going, Dr. LaTanya?
Hey, how you doing, Miss Lana? Thank you for
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know there's a lot going on in your world, and I appreciate you taking time, especially during this season, to have a very relevant, much needed conversation. And on Power of the Pen, not only are you an author of multiple books, but you have a recent release, The Season of Cheers of Grief, Holiday and Seasonal Wellness.
Yes.
What prompted you to write this book?
Going through my own grief during this season. My brother passed away right before Thanksgiving.
Sorry to hear that.
In 2019. I just going through the process of my parents being gone, the loneliness part of it, understanding how to maneuver through it, how to give myself grace in the process. I feel that with the book, I have different steps there that guide you to set you up to prepare. So when you prepare for it, you can better endure it. So say, for instance, you've got a situation, that triggers you. You can recognize that, be able to have the proper words, being able to say no during this time of the season, because during the holiday season, everything is supposed to be all happy and cheery, and everybody's supposed to be like, but sometimes we're sitting inside with the mask on, just in pain and hurt.
Yeah, and I can relate to that. Like with me in the holiday season and the loss of Dad, it was a great time, but there were times, Dr. LaTanya, I had to pull back. I just did not want to be around people. I really didn't. It wasn't a bad thing. And at first I felt guilty, and I thought, no, I need this. I need to pull back. I need to be in my thoughts, or just sit in the grief for a moment. and then get what I needed to step back in. But I found that just being around all the happy, jolly,
Mm-hmm.
I could only take so much.
Yes.
You have to pull back.
Yes. And I'm very proud to hear you say that you were able to recognize what you needed and to do it without guilt. Because so many times we continue on and we push through things without feeling guilty. And then I love the fact that you said you allowed yourself to sit in it. So many times we want to push through it and not feel it. But when you're able to sit in it, understand it, it starts the healing process. It really and truly does. And thank you for saying that. God said, sit still, so that is very beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we're conditioned to just, especially, thinking about our parents' generation, just press through, right? But sometimes there is no pressing. There's nothing you are tapped out, right?
Yes.
There is nothing to draw from. And so in this book, do you give tools for people to navigate? Because every grief is unique. You can't rehearse it.
No, you can't.
But you said something, but I give you what you need to prepare.
Yes. And there are different techniques in there that you can do to navigate, like prepare words on how you're going to exit, prepare how much time that you want to spend in a situation. Because a lot of times everybody got the parties and they want to go or they want to get together. And like you said, you got all the cheery, but yet you want to be able to go because it's just a little bit too much. So it gives you exit opportunities. It sets you up for boundaries. A lot of people don't understand boundaries. Boundaries go in so many different ways. And when you're able to understand your grief, understand what you're going through, you're able to set boundaries at different times of your season and allow yourself how to exit where you at, allow yourself to come back when you're ready. But the main thing is just not having guilt during the whole process, because you have to be able to understand it, and your family has to understand, or friends may need to understand. And sometimes you have to express yourself. So in the book, there are different types of coping mechanisms and walkthroughs and planning that you can set up. And in the book, it gives you different things that you can talk about throughout the day and how you felt and where you at.
I like that. And you said something that we have to be willing to express ourselves, because our family, they don't know where we are, and they are typically going through their own journey, right? And we can't expect that just through osmosis, people are going to figure it out. And I had to find within myself, in fact, it was one moment I was talking to my mom, and this was before Thanksgiving, and she was just going on. And I was like, okay, Mom, enough. And I exploded. And it shocked me. I thought, whoa, where did this anger and rage come from? And for the first time since Dad had passed, I felt like, because I always felt he got me and he understood me. Yes. And I needed to be understood at that moment. And she wasn't getting it because she's in her own lane, right? Yes. And I just wanted to be seen and heard. And I felt so bad. But then on the other hand, I felt a release. Like I didn't realize how much tension I had been carrying.
Yes. And a lot of times we don't realize that grief brings in so much tension, so much anger, so much depression, like you say, loneliness, wanting to be seen. Grief is a person's own journey, because everybody does not respond the same when it comes to their grief. Everyone, we think people should be this situation or go or should flow like this and keep going, but it doesn't work like that. So I totally understand what you're saying when you blew up because you wanted to be seen. But what I also love the fact is that you were able to step back and be like, wait, where is this coming from? And a lot of people don't have that emotional intelligence, and people don't realize that that's very strong emotional intelligence to be able to step back and say, where is this coming from? And be able to say, I'm sorry, this is what I'm going through. I didn't mean that. And that takes a lot of guts, but we, especially as minorities, Black women, you're a strong Black woman. You pull your bootstraps up.
Right.
Pray to God. Now, I'm not against praying to God at all. I do believe, I'm spiritually believe, but also we got to learn how to help ourselves. And God said he helped those who help themselves. And that's part of understanding and advocating for what we're going through without guilt.
Yes. We're going to take a quick break and turn it over to our sponsor, Real Health.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things that we left off with, we are here with Dr. LaTanya Edenburgs, and we're discussing her new book. Let me put it up here so you all can see, and definitely look at getting your copy. The Season of Cheers of Grief, Holiday, and Seasonal Wellness. And before we took a quick break, Dr. LaTanya, you mentioned being self-aware, having that emotional intelligence. How do you help and work with individuals, because you're also a coach in mental health and well-being? How do you help people to even tap into becoming self-aware and having a level of strength and emotional intelligence acumen to identify not only where they are at a moment in time, but how they may sit in the current reality?
It's a case-by-case situation. And the reason why I say that is I'm not the type of coach that just put theory in. Everybody's situation is different. I pride myself in meeting people where they are. I am blessed to be able to see different things that's going on and vision and ask questions or get people to think, to bring out information. A lot of times, a lot of our trauma as well, because people don't realize too, grief, yes, is about death, but grief is also about different things in your life, from losing your job, maybe you're going through divorce, maybe something you're dealing with your children. It could be a myriad of things, maybe things that you didn't meet or you thought the part of your life that you was going to be at and you're not there. But we are taught to normalize ourselves under any situation. So I like to just peel back the layers, see who you are as an individual, and then use a myriad of different tools to get you to understand, to get you to process, to get you to get a person to start their healing journey and to break the cycle. I think that's a lot of breaking a cycle, asking questions. I had one young lady who her father had passed away, and because she had an argument with her father that early morning, or a couple of days before, she felt that she gave him the heart attack, and I had to break it down and say, no, sweetheart, we have to think about what a heart attack does. How does it build? How does it, it doesn't start from an argument, so it's breaking different things down based off a person's needs and where they are at the intersection. I like to meet people where they are with no judgment. And I think that's key too, because a lot of times in our community, we feel like we're judged. And I want people to feel safe with me, to be able to communicate so that I can help them through their process. And it's not something that I'm just helping you right then and there. I'm helping people for longevity. So we're not just going to look at right here. A lot of times we just want to do something here, but we got to work on a full process.
I love that. And that goes back to the name of your coaching and consulting services, which is Illuminate Your Journey.
Yes.
Right.
Ma'am.
It's like, it's not a point in time. It's the journey, the lifespan, and having the tools in order to adapt to changes, to grief. And I love how you broke this down, that typically when we think of grief, we think of the death of someone. Yes. But as you said, it correlates to a job, lost job, divorce. There's so many other things.
Your health.
We grieve, right? Yeah, our health. Yes.
Our health, things that we couldn't do when we were 20, or we are 50 and we can't do when we were 20 or 30. It could be just myriad of things that we go through. You have the, what is it called when you go through, when you're lost for words, you're 50 and you're going through a midlife crisis.
Oh, yes.
That's a form of grief. People don't realize that. That is a form of grief.
Yes.
Because you're longing for something that you've missed. So, yes.
That you're grieving that you're now in this other category of middle age, right?
Yes. Finances. It is so many different things that are part of grief. But once again, our community, people are taught to normalize. It's okay. They're taught to just keep moving through it because you're going to be okay. One thing that I've been going through, I went through severe depression, and people was telling me pull up your bootstraps. What does that mean? Pull up my bootstraps. What does that mean? Once I pull them up, then what? That's like once I pull them up, then what? So it's really truly an opportunity for you to just understand and accept it. Stop telling people, because everybody, oh, she's fine. Oh, there's something going on. Say, you know what? Today I am going through some things, but I appreciate if you just be kind to me. It could be something as simple as that. We have to learn how to be able to advocate for our emotions as well without feeling bad for it, guilty.
Yeah. I remember this was maybe a month before my dad passed, and he actually was not having a great day. And I do lives all the time, and I have my Facebook community, and I was driving. I was just going to do my daily, thought of the day, my strategic insight. And as I was talking, I literally had a meltdown, and I just kept it rolling. And it shocked people because they're used to seeing LaWanna is always happy and joyful and positive. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know what's going on, but I think my dad may be getting ready for transition. I mean, I'm the ugly face, snot nose. I didn't care, but I was in a real moment that I was trying to process, and I happened to capture it.
Yes. And again, that's hard for so many people to do because we're taught you don't cry in front of nobody, you don't do this, or you don't show weakness. Crying and accepting where you are is not weakness. That's strength. That's really and truly strength. So we need to stop looking at our emotions or our feelings as being weak. No, it's not. It's actually strength for us. And a lot of times, especially for our high functioning women, we hide. We put that mask on and we hide, but we are hurting inside with so much pain. And that's the reason why our suicide rates are up.
Yes.
And, the suicide ideations, the 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 sadness, the mental health, everything. So yes, you're definitely correct. And if I get a chance, I would love to send you also my other set of books, which is a grieving thing, and it's a trilogy. It's beneath the journey, between the journey, and beyond.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would love to read those, and would love to have you to come back and talk about this, because it's not, like you said, this particular book, we're focusing on how the holiday season brings up things, but
Yes.
it's a continuum. And you also mentioned, when I was reading some information about you, you said the healing isn't linear.
No.
And sometimes we think, okay, I'm going to do this, and someone's going to sprinkle some pixie dust, and I'm going to run through and be totally fine.
No. No.
But
No.
it's not.
It's not healing. It's everybody. We are all different. It's simple as that. I know people want to try to kind of categorize us, but we are all different in the way we process things. Something that you like, say, for instance, and I'm not trying to put anything out there, but you're processing everything now, but it could be 10 years from now when you have another breakdown. It could be like, and I'm gonna use myself for instance. My mom passed away in 88. And this year was really tough for me not to have my mom and dad. So I'm talking 30. I don't even know. Yeah. I can't even get those numbers together. Yeah.
Right.
Years later. So we go through times, and it depends on what it is. And as you grow and as you mature emotionally, you will see different elements that will come across you that you may not realize. So it is not everybody's different. Somebody can be a day, somebody can be a month, a year, 10 years. It could be sporadic. It could be situations. It could just be anything. Triggers. Who knows? It could be just a moment of need. Like you were saying that you knew your father hurt you. It could be just that moment of need, and it could be not so much with your family. It could be with a loved one. Well, I don't mean loved one, like a partner. So,
Right.
yeah. And we care, and people don't realize too, these things that we carry goes throughout our life. And if we don't heal from them, they do not allow us to reach our full potential in life. We may think that we're good here. Oh, I'm good here. But if you was actually healed or in your healing process, you can go even further.
I love that. And I'm at this point, I tell people, I know who LaWanna was, post dad's transition. I'm now uncovering this new person, this new LaWanna, because the day he closed his eyes, I'm forever changed. Now I'm trying to figure out what is this walk without this giant by my side? Spiritually, I know he's here, but it's different. And I was trying to explain that to my family. They're all looking at me like, where is LaWanna coming from? But that's my reality currently. I'm getting stronger every day, but I still can't clearly define who I am because I'm changed. And so I'm trying to, like, what does this new skin feel like? And it's sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's frightening. And if I may share this with you, and I want to share this with you because I'd like you to take this point of transparency and maybe speak to someone that's out there.
Yes, ma'am.
So my dad passed away September of 2024. And when the holiday came, I was okay, up until getting ready to roll out the new year. And suddenly I didn't want to be around anyone. And I left family. I went back to my house. Everyone's like, well, you don't want to bring the new year in with us? I'm like, no. And I realized I didn't want to bring in the new year, period. it wasn't just with them. I didn't want to go into 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there and I thought, okay, LaWanna, you're listening to these thoughts. What are you really saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew what I was saying. And I remember praying before I closed my eyes. I said, God, I'm okay to release. I'm okay. You know, I'm not going to do anything to myself, but if you choose to not wake me up and I wake up in heaven, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And this year I've been processing that moment or moments. And I realized I was scared to take a step because my entire life I have stepped in tandem with my father.
Yes.
This was going to be 2025 was the first year where there was no memories of me and dad doing our thing. And would you call that, you know, some unpleasant thoughts? You know, I wasn't going to unlife myself,
Right.
but I was okay if God in his divine hand touch had done it. So I want to turn that over to you because that was very real and it's something I'm still processing.
Processing, yes. No, I think you said the magic words that it was very real. Sometimes when we're going through grief, especially when we lost a loved one, it's hard and we can't fathom our life without them because you're in this new place, in this new mindset. And it's hard to understand and process it without them. And to sit and say, you know, God, if you don't, wake me up in the morning, I'm okay with that. I release. That's beautiful because no matter what, that can happen. So yes, the fact that you see that it's tied to your father, but you was able to say, I'm okay to release. So you gave yourself permission to feel that moment, knowing that you were not going to do anything to yourself and putting everything in God's hands, which that's what we're supposed to do. He leads us, period. And by you having faith in God and putting that in his hands, he guided you through it, which brought you here now to 2025, going into 2026. And it may take some time before you're ready to bring in each new year with your father. Maybe there are things that you did special with your father during this time. And people don't realize that. And sometimes we don't think about it either because it's the norm, you know?
Yes.
So it could be something that it could be today, it could be a month, 2 years from now. You'd be like, you know what? I remember when I was a little girl, my father and I used to do this every new year or the night before, the day of, or the day after. It could be something so small that you'd be like, oh, okay. So no, ma'am, that was beautiful. And you just released it to God. So that's just part of our linear of healing and going through the process. But a lot of people don't even know how to process that. That's where the problem comes in because we don't have a lot of people don't have the emotional intelligence. Be like, oh, I'm emotionally intelligent, but we don't understand how to control our emotions and process it. So emotional intelligence is not just the basics. It's way more than that. So yes, that was awesome, Miss LaWanna. I love it.
Thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. And I hope it helps someone who's out there watching. We're here with Dr. LaTanya Edenburgs, and we're talking about the seasons of cheers and grief, holiday and seasonal wellness, but she is far more than this book. As she mentioned, she has a trilogy that talks about grief and healing. She has her practice that helps you to live your best and well and purposeful life. And Dr. LaTanya, we are actually almost out of time. I want to give you just a few minutes to speak directly to the audience, whatever's on your heart. Just give some health and healing to those who are listening today.
Okay. if you are listening to this, I just want to let you know you're not alone. A lot of times we feel like we are alone, but you're not alone. Communicate, talk to someone. Start breaking the stigma of the cycle of us having to always be smiling, recognize where you are in life, give yourself grace. Don't feel guilty for how you feel, but process how you feel. Sit still in it, understand it. And while you're doing that, if you feel unsafe or something, find someone that you can talk to, and you always can reach out to me. And I'm sure Miss LaWanna will share that information. But you're not alone. You're not broken. We are just human. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you joining us. And I just want to put this for those in the U.S. Again, this is for information purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose or treat any medical diseases. There are professionals who are out there like Dr. LaTanya here. But if you have any current medical concerns, emergencies right now, do not stand in isolation. Call 800-662-4357 or text 988. Again, if you're in the U.S., if you're watching us from anywhere else in the world, we know your countries have these emergency points of contact. So again, we are here to provide you hope and encouragement. And just remember, you are not alone. And please reach out to Dr. LaTanya Edenburgs. And I'm going to put her book up here.
And don't be afraid. Do not be afraid.
Yes. The Season of Cheers of Grief, Holiday and Seasonal Wellness. And her contact information is here. You can go to iyrjcoaching.com. Dr. LaTanya, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, Ms. LaWanna. It has been awesome. And I am honored to be here. And thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. We look forward to bringing you back so we can talk a little bit more. And to our listening audience, thank you again for joining us for another edition of Power of the Pen. Remember, in life and in business, when your vision intersects with opportunity and you trust the divine genius in you, success is inevitable. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.